Hey tribe, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing something quite exciting. I've been meaning to do this video in the past 2 weeks, right? And one of the questions I often get is, how do I open a tax-free savings account? I think people get quite overwhelmed or get scared to pull the trigger. And I want to show you that it is easy. So the disclaimer here is, today I am only doing an illustration. This is not financial advice, okay? I'm going to be opening a tax-free savings account for my nephew. So there probably will be glitches here and there because I need to get information from him. I have all the stuff that I need, but obviously they're going to send him an email and he needs to accept that, okay? So there might be a few glitches, but that's part of life. But I'm going to show you exactly how to do it, and that anyone and everyone can open a tax-free savings account, okay? After this, I don't want to hear any excuses why you don't have a tax-free savings account, because you can start with as little as even 50 bucks on the Easy Equities app, 100 bucks. It doesn't matter. You can start investing in a tax-free savings account. But before we get to the how of opening a tax-free savings account, I just want you to be aware of something. So on the 25th of February, the finance minister tabled a budget speech, and in it, he increased the limit that you can contribute into a tax-free savings account. Remember, it used to be 36,000 Rand per tax year. Now it has increased to 46,000 Rand per tax year. And what does that mean? What is it per tax year? So every tax year starts on the 1st of March until the 28th of February the following year. Okay, so that's what it means. It doesn't mean from Jan to December. Okay, so now we are in a new tax year because we are on the 4th of March today. So from the 1st of March this year, 1st of March 2026 until 28th of February 2027, that is the tax year. That is what it means. So he increased that limit, right? The yearly limit to 46,000 Rand, but the lifetime limit of 500,000 remains the same. So you will agree with me if you say 500,000 divided by 46,000, that is about 11 years. So it's going to take you a shorter time to get to the 500,000. Versus when we're contributing 36,000 Rand. Before, you would reach that lifetime limit in 14 years. So this is a good thing. Don't listen to all these people saying it's not. How is it not a good thing that you reach the lifetime limit much quicker? It means that your money will be able to compound and you will be able to accelerate the way you build your wealth. Okay, so it is a positive thing. And hopefully in the next year, he will increase that lifetime limit. So let us get into it. All right. So you will go to the Easy Equities website, all right, and you can even download it on your phone. If you have Apple or other phones, just go to the applications and download one. But I'm using a laptop so that I can make this illustration. So you simply go to www.easyequities.co.za, all right, and I'll leave all these websites that I'm going to use in the description, okay? So as you can see, we are on Easy Equities, then you go to register. You'll probably hear my phone in the background, emails and everything else, because I'll probably need to phone my nephew, okay? So I'm not going to go anywhere else. It says individuals, 18 plus, kids. Then he is above 18. Yeah, he is 18. So we're going to go here. Email address, you put in your email address, or if you're opening one for your child, if they have an email address already, but you can put in yours as well, okay? So you put in your email in there. Then a username. You can choose a username. Then you can choose your password. Okay. So that's the first step. You just simply put in your email address and you choose your username and you choose the password. All right. So the next step here is country of citizenship, South Africa, country of residence, South Africa, country of birth, South Africa. Where did you hear about us? Literally can just say anywhere from a friend. We don't have a referral code. This is not a paid partnership. Then we say get started. Now, this is where you put in your personal details or the person you're opening the tax-free savings account for. All right, title, Mr. Okay. First name, surname, South African ID, yes, ID card, South African ID number. Then you put in that person's ID number or your ID number if you're opening it for yourself. Okay, mobile number. His number is okay, then next. Then they'll ask for your address. There we go, found it. Next. All right, so now they're asking for your FICA, and you will see this asks for source of income, what is your occupation, that sort of thing, and you answer those. Source of income, he does not work. He's still in university, okay? So I'm just going to say allowance. So you will see it gives you different options there: salary, bonus, dividends from rental of property, savings, that sort of thing, inheritance. So I'm just going to say for him, allowance, okay? Allowance. Where will the funds from this account, where will the funds for this account come from? Okay, again, we'll just say allowance. Occupation, student. So you see it has different options as well. So you work with private sector, public sector, are you self-employed, retired, or a student? So student, even if you're unemployed, you can choose, you know, the option is there. You can have a tax-free savings account. Total income, we'll just say 0 to that first band. Okay, investment experience, we'll say beginner. If you are intermediate, if you're an expert, also there are those options. Risk appetite, I'll just say growth, okay? So risk appetite basically says, are you conservative, are you moderate, or are you an aggressive investor? So this time around, I'll just choose growth. Politically exposed person, no, we don't know anybody in politics. But the other options, if you are a politically exposed person, if you know Madamela personally, that's what they're asking for here, okay? Are you a prominent, influential person? Are you a director of a company, a listed company, that sort of thing? So no, okay? Foreign tax obligation, no, okay? Then I confirm, then next. Okay, so now, as you can see, it is trying to identify verification. And here, I'm going to have to call him and find out if he has received that email. So he received the email, and as you could see, that under FICA status verified. All right, so now we have to fill in the banking details. And please make sure that it is that person's banking details. I know if you have kids, you will have to put in your banking details, but they'll never put money back in there. When they do get older, they will have to open their own bank account, and that's the one they can have on the records much later. But you don't have to worry about that, okay? So he is older than 18. He does have his own bank account. So let's do that. Add account, description. I don't know what this is about. Just say I'll just say his name. Okay, you can just put your name, it doesn't matter. You can call it whatever. Bank country, South Africa. Bank name, you can scroll and see which banks are there, right? There's quite a lot. There is quite a lot. Yeah, you just scroll through and find the bank that you bank with. Okay. I do remember though someone tried to open their bank account and African Bank wasn't part, it wasn't an option here. So perhaps that's still a problem. I'm not sure, but it did happen last year. Yeah, someone I know tried to open a tax-free savings account on the Easy Equities app and they used African Bank. It wasn't an option here. So that could be one thing. It's a savings account. Oh no, it's a current account. Okay. So the banking details that you put in here, banking details are definitely required. But for you to deposit funds into your tax-free savings account or into Easy Equities, you are not required to use the same banking details. So what do I mean by that? So when I open tax-free savings accounts for our kids, I opened it with, I think, my bank account or their father's bank account. I can't remember. But either one of us have been contributing in there. So you don't have to contribute from that bank account that you opened, that you filled in your information with, if you get what I'm saying, right? And maybe another very good example is with my siblings. What we do sometimes is we don't gift the kids toys or that sort of thing. We say, okay, here is Mweleti's tax-free savings account details. This way you can put the money and this is the reference. So anyone with a different bank account than the one that you have on record here can open it, can deposit money into that tax-free savings account. All right. So I think that is very good to know. So as you'll see right now, it says pending verification. So that can be anything from an hour, sometimes less, sometimes a day. So that's where the tricky part of recording this video comes from, that we're going to have to wait for this verification to go through. Because once it goes through, then I will show you how to deposit money into your tax-free savings account. And from there, invest in exchange-traded funds and in the tax-free savings vehicle, and also invest in unit trusts. So that's where we're going to end it for now. But hopefully, I'll let you know actually how much time it takes to verify the banking details. Then we will do that exercise. But as you can see, tribe, this whole thing, and I have been speaking about, okay, tax-free savings accounts, the limits now and what it means. And up until now, that has taken me less than 15 minutes. Okay, so there's no excuse whatsoever not to have a tax-free savings account. So we'll be right. So that was very, very quick. I've had accounts verified within a day, sometimes 24 hours, sometimes an hour, but this one is verified. That is very exciting. Okay, so let us go into invest now, right? So you see everything is verified, all your personal details are there, or his personal details are here. Then you go to invest now. From invest now, as you can see on the Easy Equities app, there are tons of options. You can invest in equities, tax-free savings accounts, retirement annuities, the US market, crypto, property, the European market, the British market, Australian market, and so on. But we're not doing any of that right now. We are simply, we have an account, and now we are going to deposit money into our tax-free savings account, okay? Then where do we go? Okay. I'm going to go to my funds. My funds. And underneath there, fund your account. All right. Under fund your account, it asks you where are you depositing the money into exactly. So if you deposit it under Easy Equities ZAR, it means that you'll be buying perhaps exchange traded funds under that account, or you'll be buying shares, fractional shares under that. In this instance, you have to choose tax-free savings accounts. If you invest anywhere else, it's not going to be under the umbrella of a tax-free savings account, and that is what you're looking for. Okay, and as you can see earlier, I mentioned that the the contribution limit for the year is 46,000 rand. So on Easy Equities, it does show you that the total lifetime limit is 500,000. The tax year contribution, you have made zero with this account. So you can still contribute 46,000 rand. And you will see after we contribute and we come back here, it will show you that, okay, you have contributed 500 bucks. So that's what I'm starting with today for him. Okay. And it goes to show you, you can start a tax-free savings account with any amount. All right. So when you go down here, if you use Capitec, actually the best people, because you only pay 1 rand per fee, Capitec fee of R1, which is brilliant. But if you do an instant EFT rather, you do, there's a percentage fee there, you know, 1% of a fee if you make a card payment. So always try to go with the one that is the lowest for you. But in this instance, I'm going to go with the card payment because I just want to do Apple Pay so that we can get this exercise done. Okay, but always go for the cheaper option for yourself because you don't want to have high fees. Remember, the higher the fees, the less that you will end up making at the end of the day. So I'm just going to start my nephew off with 500 bucks, pay by card. You will see and continue. And you can see the fee is 10 rand there. And I'm going to do Apple Pay because it's just easier. Okay. Then it comes through my phone, double click, put in my password, and boom, bada bam. Look at that. Now you have deposited into the tax-free savings account, but you actually have not bought anything. The money is just sitting there. You actually have not started investing yet. And I think this is where people get confused, right? So you see, it's done. Let's go back. And now you go to my portfolio and you will see, again, there is many different accounts on here. Okay, many different accounts. And you can even play around with the demo account. Actually, I would encourage you to play around with the demo account. Okay, you go to tax-free savings account. And there we have it, funds to invest. So from putting money in there, it goes into funds to invest, right? Now the funds are in as Easy Equities. They are sitting under your tax-free savings account, but they still need to be invested. You need to choose a fund, okay? So let us choose some funds. I'm just going to choose 3. Remember, again, this is not financial advice. This is to illustrate how easy it is to start investing on the Easy Equities app. This you can use to say, I'm going to start, but the research that you're going to have to do in terms of which funds, please, that is for you to go and do your research, perhaps find a financial planner who can help you with these choices. But I'm just going to choose 3 funds that are diversified and we're going to build from there. So I think what I will do in the future, I'll just keep on coming back whenever I put another 500 bucks, 300 bucks, I'll come back and say, hey, remember, this is where we started. This is where we are. Okay. So invest now, go to invest now. Then you'll see all these options come up again. So choose tax-free savings account. And where do we go now? Okay. Oh yeah. So under here, search all available instruments under tax-free savings account. I'm just going to go with the easiest one that we know, the Citrix Top 40, right? Citrix Top 40. Okay, maybe I just have to put in the entire thing. Okay, there we go. There we go, right? Tax-free savings account. And it takes you to that fund fact sheet or minimum disclosure document. And this is where you can read up on this fund, okay? I'm not doing that. That's not the purpose of today's video. But one of the things that I want you to be aware of is, yes, what is the risk here? It is a moderate / aggressive type of fund. You're investing in the top 40 companies on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. And you can go as far as taking a look at their total expense ratio to see what type of fees come with this fund. Because remember, the higher the fees, the less that you will have at the end of the day. So it's only 500 bucks that we've put in. So we'll say 200 bucks once off. Okay. And you can see the investment cost. So now remember, there was that 10 Rand as a fee to deposit via Apple Pay. Now you add that with the investment cost and you think about the total expense ratio. That's how you should be thinking around investing. All these costs start adding up. And that's why it's important to go for things that have lower fees. And that's why I like exchange traded funds. So this is an exchange traded fund, okay? So amount due, you will see is 277 and we say buy now, okay? And voila, now he has his first investment in an exchange traded fund, okay? Under a tax-free savings account, okay? Then let's go back because we still have about 300 Rand or somewhere there about. Maybe a bit less because of the fees. Okay, then we go again. Like I said, you have to go do your own research. Don't copy and paste this funds that I'm investing in for him currently. This is to illustrate to you only just how easy it is. Okay, then I'm just going to go, let's say, a resources fund. Okay, let's just say Resi. Yeah. So you're left with 299 Rand. And again, you see, it is quite an aggressive fund because it tracks resources. Okay, then, and you can play around with these things. Just don't be afraid. Play around with these things. Look at, what kind of risk profile does it have? The fees that are involved, how much is it sitting at? Past returns. Obviously, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to have the same returns in the future. And that is why it is so important to diversify, okay? Oh, we don't have much money there. It was 200 bucks or something like that. So I just want to show you that you can literally any amount once off, okay? If you want to do on a regular basis, you can do recurring as well. So we're buying it, again, look at those fees that are involved in there. Boom, bam. Now he has the Citrix resources. And I think we are still left with a little bit of money, tiny bit of money. You will see invest now. Again, I will search for one of the other funds. I had written here the 10x total world stocks because we are quite heavy on South Africa for the two funds that I've chosen. So here you're getting a little bit of the entire, and you see now you are left with 178 Rand to invest, and you do the very same thing, 175, I'll just say that because obviously it's going to involve some fees there. Investment costs of 63. Okay, then bam. Now you have your tax-free savings account. So if you go back to portfolio, and I know, even before you take a look at this, I know people are going to get scared and terrified that, oh my gosh, now it's minus. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're investing for the long term. Negative movements don't scare us. We know that, you know, markets are up and down all the time. And also the world is going bad, crazy right now. And so that will impact how our investments are performing. You see the resources is slightly up, the top 40 down, total wealth stocks down, but that's why you need to diversify, okay? So that's easy as that, all right? And that's the Easy Equities app. And with Easy Equities, you can even invest not only in exchange traded funds under a tax-free savings account, but you can also go for unit trusts. So for example, let me show you because it's one thing to talk, but another to show you. So under tax-free savings account, I'll say one of the other ones that I like is, where is it? I wrote it down here. Okay, so perhaps you could choose that one. We only have 3 rand, so I'm not even gonna bother to buy that. Place order. Okay, I guess it was, yeah, must be verified. I guess they're still in the process under unit trusts. But it is as simple as that. So now my nephew is an investor, and so could you, your kids, your nephews and nieces. There's the last thing I want to show you, because I mean, we've been working on Easy Equities app. You can do the very same thing on Cetrix, okay? Invest now. That's where you go. So you go to www.cetrix.co.za. It will take you there. Then you can come down here. Tax-free investing. Okay? Then invest now. And you start that whole process again. And it will be quite similar to the Easy Equities account one. Okay? You go to Signia. You do the same thing. Guys, don't be afraid. Google, play around and see the one that you feel the most comfortable with. Okay? So on Signia, you say open an account, I think it said. Then you put in all your details, then it will take you to where you say, okay, you're opening a retirement annuity, or you're opening a tax-free savings account, boom, bang, done. The same thing goes for Signia, for present, okay? Invest now. And then you just follow the prompts, okay? Very easy. And already it tells you what you're going to need, and you accept. And South African tax-free savings account, you choose that. Next. Come on, guys. Come on. And here they already tell you the managing fee, reinvest distribution. The whole thing is right there for you, easily accessible. Then the last one I also like is called Boss. Log in. No, we don't log in. We don't have an account. Start investing. Most of these things, they have all the prompts, okay? And you just follow the prompts as well. But it is that easy to start investing. Please let me know how your journey to investing is. Have you started? When are you going to start? Send me receipts even. Thank you so much for watching, Tribe. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed this video. And a few glitches here and there, but the whole point is to show you that it does not take a long time to open a tax-free savings account. You can start today and be an investor today. Thank you so much for watching. Please share the video, like the video, and open a tax-free savings account.